Hello again. Welcome back to the Hollygoods Podcast, Episode 3. I'm Steve.
I'm Tim.
We made it. We're
Here.
We didn't drop out after 2 episodes. We're still alive. We're going to keep trying to do this. All right. So, a little bit of a different episode this week, since we both did not go to the theater or see anything new. I saw Death of a Unicorn. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But we are going to do a bit of a
summer movie preview.
Yeah. A little bit of a something different this week.
Peek.
Yeah.
What's coming out? Because I think we're finally out of the slump.
Yes.
The spring slump is finally over. The weather's getting nicer. People are going to start going out to movies again.
Absolutely. Box office numbers were up. We're going to talk about that a little bit too as well. So we are going to take this weekend by weekend from April 4th to, I believe we were the first weekend in...
first
weekend in September.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about it a little bit.
Pretty wide stretch, but
a bit of a wide net. Some of these weekends there's only one major movie that we're talking about, and of course this is so early that, in the current state of Hollywood, these things are completely subject to change, so who knows if these dates are, going to be
as of the recording date right now.
As of March 29th at 2:45 p.m. This moment of recording, we will see. Yeah. But it started off with a little bit about Death of a Unicorn. So
take it away.
For those of you that saw just the tip, you kind of know where this is going. But I loved this thing. It was really, really good. Dark comedy, not something that we get all that much of anymore, right?
No, it's something that sort of lost an audience over time. People started going out less and less for that. They wanted more of a cinematic experience, or they wanted more action. But dark comedy is something that, when done right, I mean, it's magic.
Oh, sure.
Magic.
And I feel like a lot of these, I would say, younger generation audiences, right? These
different sense of humor.
That one that Pete Davidson was in with all those teenagers getting killed last year.
Bodies.
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 That sort of stuff kind of gave us a taste of that sort of humor environment coming back a little bit, and I'm glad to see a return to like the black comedy horror that's gory and funny and definitely built for an adult audience, and I really enjoyed that. This Death of a Unicorn, totally not for the children unicorn enthusiasts. These are about the most terrifying unicorns I've ever seen in my life, and that's pretty much all around, right? You don't see a whole too much of these things, but they are horrifying.
That's good.
Yeah,
keeps the budget low.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Those
looking
unicorns
at them,
aren't cheap.
Right. I'm sure that's where a lot of the budget went on this.
Yeah.
Looking at the trailers and marketing material for this thing, it's almost entirely Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, right? And they were the weakest parts of this movie.
I mean, we knew that going in, that they were not going.
I love Paul Rudd. And I'm maybe not super hot on Jenna Ortega because I haven't seen her play anything but the same character over and over and over again.
I mean, you could say the same about Paul Rudd.
Well, yeah. I mean, to an extent. I feel like
especially lately, he's
in
his Ghostbusters Afterlife phase right now.
Yeah, he's doing all the big. He's
doing all the dad trying to reconnect with his daughter. Same role in Ant-Man. So I saw this trailer. I'm like, I'll skip it. But you know what? Now I'm having some regrets. I wish I had gone and seen it. I'll go and check it out tomorrow.
My options were that or Jason Statham the movie 2000.
Working Man.
Whatever.
Working Man.
It's all the same thing. So it's all the same thing. It's Beekeeper 7. It's the Mechanic 8. I don't know.
Crank 7.
He's Crank 7. No, Crank 7 would be good. Like I really, man, if you have to push it that far, I wonder what he gets up to, right? No, so of course I went and saw Death of a Unicorn. Mm-hmm. Will Poulter in this thing, incredible. He's fantastic.
He's got a lot of movies coming out this summer,
and that's good. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about him a lot.
Yeah,
this year.
I remember kind of
busy.
whining about him, and he was more of like a child actor sort of thing. Yeah. But I think that's just more of a personal preference against child actors. I don't know. It's just not. It's not really for me.
It's creepy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But no, I tremendously enjoyed him in this movie.
That's great.
Pretty much everything out of his mouth is hilarious.
Stole every scene.
Yes. Yeah. It wasn't really set up like that, I feel like, from the beginning, but somehow, it does literally end up that way. He is
that's good.
He goes quite a ways in that movie. So yeah, definitely recommend going to check that one out. This one I don't really want to spoil too much, because that was a lot of the fun of the movie. Was the the tonal shift about halfway through. That's about all I'll say, is like you're gonna get to directly 50% of way through this movie, and it's gonna go a different direction, and it's great. Yeah. It's great. My audience, between the laughing and the moments of like flinching and horrified, the tenseness. I mean, you could feel it. It was great. It really was a great time, and my theater was fairly busy. There was maybe 40-50% capacity in that thing. I was very happy to see it.
Sounds like it's going to do pretty well at the box office then.
That would be good.
Yeah.
That would be good, I didn't look up what the budget for that was. I'm actually pretty curious. Like I said, you don't see a ton of the unicorns. You see them, and there is quite a bit.
That's good. Use them sparingly like Jaws, build that tension.
Right.
The more you see something, the less scary it's going to be.
That is true. It's looking like...
Not listed?
Yeah, this is not really telling me much of anything. Let's see here. Yeah, no, I think that there probably was quite a bit of money spent on this thing as far as animation, because you do get quite a few sequences that are, about 15 million. 15 million. Oh, this thing's
It'll make that.
Oh yeah. This thing's gonna make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see the long term on this thing, but I feel like, oh, dude, you only gotta make 30. You only gotta make 30 million.
Well, we're gonna talk about long term, because we have so much coming up. Not only this month, but just I don't see a movie having legs this summer. It is a stacked summer. April 4th, we open up with a Minecraft movie and The Luckiest Man in America.
That is next weekend.
So
you think Minecraft is gonna crush all this stuff?
Yes. Yeah. I think Minecraft is going to come in and take everyone's money, and everyone else will be fighting for the $4 million, $8 million maybe, if they're lucky.
I want to get into that. So, Death of a Unicorn, please go see this. Go see it this week before it, according to Tim, is going to be, it's going to be gone. So, I think, definitely go see this movie. Check it out. Will Poulter's awesome. Tia Leone, hell yeah. Welcome back to movies. It's incredible. So, let's get into this, Tim. April 4th, next weekend. First weekend in the list.
Yeah.
You say a Minecraft movie. And The Luckiest Man in America.
Yeah. Luckiest Man in America, I cannot wait for.
Me too.
Paul Walter Hauser, I would see him do anything for about 2.5 hours. Sign me up. I loved him in Richard Jewell. He put in such a solid performance. In I, Tonya, he put in a great performance. So to see him in a game show setting, I'm gonna sign me up.
Yep, a little bit of Walton Goggins in there too. Oof.
I don't really care for him that much, but I mean, use him sparingly.
I love Walton Goggins. I feel like he has been a little bit overused. Yes, he's overused now, but my introduction to him was in Sons of Anarchy, and he was incredible.
So mine was in the movie American Ultra. Jesse Eisenberg, where he just plays this guy who's supposed to be creepy because he laughs, and it's not creepy at all. It's just annoying and overdone, and I'm like, I don't like this guy.
Yeah, it might be a poor introduction to Walton Goggins.
All the time. Yeah.
Check out the Sons of Anarchy. It was pretty good in that.
Yeah,
pretty good in that.
Got to buy a bike first.
So there's going to be a bit of a competition aspect to this list here. So each of us is going to pick our winner of the weekend, and hopefully we disagree enough to make this competition. But
if we agree on
everything, then I don't know. I guess we just fight to the death.
Yeah,
and that'll be it. But
live stream.
So do you think? What do you think about this Minecraft movie?
I think it looks bad.
Yeah.
I don't think it looks very good. I think the character designs, like, you can't sell me based on Jack Black anymore.
Yeah.
You know, he does the singing and the just overall goofiness. He's not a leading man. He's not a leading man.
I don't think he is. I think that's why you get Jason Momoa.
Right.
You know.
But
But I
even
don't
he
want to
looks
watch
so
Jason
goofy.
Momoa
Have
in
you
this
seen
weird
the
wig.
pictures of him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is going on?
If I'm actually more excited to see Jack Black than Jason Momoa, there's a problem. And
Yes.
that's kind of where I'm at with this thing. I was never into Minecraft.
Okay.
I know that's probably kind of blasphemous to some people who might be watching this, but
Younger viewers.
I don't know. It was never really my thing.
Yeah.
I never got into that. What do you think? It sounds from talking to you that we are both, extremely excited for Luckiest Man in America.
Yeah.
So what do you think your winner of the week's going to be for April 4th?
Is it any question? Minecraft.
Yeah.
Minecraft is going to win. Luckiest Man in America will, probably get, I don't know, probably 15 million?
15? Oh my
10
gosh, you
million?
are so
Yeah.
optimistic about this movie that I
All right.
literally just heard about 3 days ago.
Okay, fine. We'll go with 10 million
Ooh.
for Luckiest Man in America.
And what do you think this Minecraft movie is going to do?
Oh,
You
want a
think
number
it's going to
on
be?
it?
Do you think it's going to beat 50 million in that first weekend?
50?
Yeah.
There's a good chance. The marketing for it, they've been doing marketing for what feels like months.
See,
at
I
this
feel
point.
like we used to get all these movies that did, 120,
Yeah.
130,
Effortless.
150 million in the
Yeah.
first weekend. What's the last thing you remember that was,
That
any
did
of
that money?
Yeah.
Probably Top Gun Maverick. It's going back,
right?
what,
I mean,
3 years?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It obviously hasn't been anything this year yet that was that good. I'm not super stoked for the Minecraft movie, but I love theaters and I would love to see somebody, get $150 million opening weekend. Do I think it's going to break 50? Oh, well, maybe. Hopefully. That'd be good. Break 100
It would be a
then.
good sign for theaters, but,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they should have played it a little bit safer with the character design and, stuck a little more to the actual Minecraft.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
So we will have to see on that one. I don't know.
If Luckiest
I hope it
Man
makes
in America beats Minecraft,
it's not going to beat Minecraft. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's the critic's choice. It's the critic's choice. I'm sure we're going to love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see it, but I just I don't know. I don't think it's going to break 10 million. I think it might make 8.2 at best.
All right. You heard it here first.
8.2.
Yeah. It's rough.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong.
Hope so.
We'll see.
On to the next weekend. We have April 11th.
Big weekend.
Big weekend. This is where we're getting a lot more releases. We're getting Warfare. It's directed by Alex Garland, and who's the co-director on this? I know
That's an excellent question.
Yeah.
I actually I did not list
see.
that. Warfare. I do know it's an A24 film.
Yes.
Pretty excited for that.
I believe Alex Garland worked on this simultaneously as he was working on Civil War, or he was getting the ideas for this while working on Civil War. So
Ray Mendoza.
Ray
Right.
Mendoza,
Right. Who actually was involved in this.
it was based on his story. So
I think that aspect's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is all going to happen in real time. It's going to be, about this real life event with, directed by a guy who was involved.
Yeah.
So hopefully that says something there.
It brings some credit to the story that they're trying to tell. So
I will say I have read some early reviews on this that were not necessarily friendly. So
the same thing happened for Civil War, and I walked out.
I hated
I
Civil War.
loved Civil War.
Yeah. See,
that's the Civil War they were trying to sell.
I guess so.
Man
Because I
versus
hated
man.
it. Yeah, I was
I
incredibly
loved it.
bored.
I loved it.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fine. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it was boring. I was,
And
my favorite part of that entire movie was what kind of American are you? So maybe I was not the audience that this movie was targeting. So, yeah, no, but I am excited to see this. More Will Poulter. More
Yes.
my guy. Is he going to be as incredible as he was in Death of a Unicorn? I don't know. It's hopefully he's not hilarious in this. That would be awkward. So, no, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
That one, I think might
You
have to
think
take
it's
the
going to
weekend.
win?
I think that one's going to take the
I
weekend
think
for me.
Minecraft is sticking around. I think Minecraft is going to win that weekend.
So, are we going to do it as the overall box office
Or are
winner
we
for the
just
weekend, or do
doing
you want to
news?
do the specifics for that weekend? I would be fine carrying this on week to week. If
let's do so new releases. We'll do new releases only. We'll gauge who wins there based on the new releases.
we can do that.
So.
Which of those new releases is
Yeah.
going to make the most money? Want to do it that way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah. If we're doing it that way, then I pick Warfare
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Warfare. There is a very, very good team behind that movie. So I'm banking it all on Warfare.
Let's talk about some movies that are also coming out that weekend
Yes.
that we apparently both don't think are going to win this.
So
The Amateur.
The Amateur, I have still only seen the one trailer. I'm not interested in seeing any more than that trailer.
Have you seen Blue Ruin?
No.
You should see Blue Ruin. This is to me. This is Rami Malek does Blue Ruin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blue Ruin's about a man who kind of goes on a little bit of a revenge spree, but is completely unequipped to do so.
Okay.
Of course, Rami Malek in this one is some kind of incredible genius and
Tech
might be a little bit more
yeah.
able to carry out this without some of the things that go wrong in Blue Ruin. But it's one of those kind of clone stories you see. I am excited for it because I love Rami Malek, and Mr. Robot is one of the best TV shows ever of all time. So I pretty stoked for that one, but I don't think it stands a snowball's chance of hell against Warfare.
I think it
The
about
power of A24 versus this thing.
it has the same odds that Black Bag would have had. This sort of espionage-ish thriller.
True.
I don't see it finding the audience.
Well, they probably
that it
gave
needs right away,
an extra week over Black Bag.
Right.
Find out about it 4 days before its release, or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Maybe that helps it a bit.
Well, what's not going to help is the movie Drop coming out.
This thing looks
so
awful.
this one's my dark horse for winner of the weekend.
You think so?
Yes. It looks terrible, but they have the preview showing every time I go and see a movie. It's all over TV on every commercial, so I really think this movie looks like trash. I do.
That didn't help Marvels or Snow White.
Well, Snow White had a lot of discourse around it. Drop does not.
Have you seen the movie Phone Booth?
Yes.
Yes. This is Phone
You've
Booth
seen
in a
Red Eye?
high-rise restaurant. Yes, I've also seen Red Eye. Both of those are probably better movies, judging off the trailer. I'm probably gonna pass on that one.
The child posing for a photo for his kidnapper. That to me makes me laugh every time I see the trailer. They send her a photo of a child, and it's him just going like that, like just professional photo taken of this child. No panic in their eyes, nothing. I cannot wait for this movie to stop being shown in theaters.
I believe that child actor will be the next Will Poulter. We'll see him in a million times.
You know
in
what?
The next,
for his sake, I hope so. I hope so. Good for you, kid. Get your money.
Yeah, I don't see this being a dark horse winner. I see this thing making absolutely no money and them losing a ton of money on the horrible marketing for this thing. But we'll see.
Just call it flop instead.
Yeah, the flop, right? Yeah, so go see Phone Booth instead. I probably wouldn't go see Drop, but if it's your thing, maybe check that out. Keep the theaters open.
Yeah.
April 18th.
April 18th, we got Sinners
Yeah.
with Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler. It's going to be Prohibition era vampires.
Yes.
Looks
Yeah.
looks great.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan against Deep South Vampires.
Yes.
I'm in, brother.
Yeah.
Sign me up. But Michael B. Jordans, I guess.
Yes, there's two of them.
Yeah.
Although if you watch the trailer,
they do kind
don't watch the trailer.
Yeah,
don't.
maybe don't watch the trailers. Just take
watch
our advice
the first
and go
half
see
and
it.
turn it off. Do not watch the second half of the trailer. I don't know what they were thinking marketing this.
Why would you put out a trailer that
The
completely
very
ruins the
first
movie?
one.
Yeah. Go watch half a trailer and then go see this.
Turn
thing.
it off.
Or don't
Cover
watch
your
trailer
eyes.
at all and go see it. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
But the trailers did kind of spoil it. I didn't see much coming up against this thing.
No.
So
No, there's what else comes out that weekend? April 18th. Nothing. Coming out April 18th.
So that's going to be going to be Sinners winning that weekend. I think for both of us. So far this is a big tie, and
this is great. We're just
I think we might have a death battle at the end.
Yeah. I hope so.
But Sinners looks great. We'll definitely be checking that out. On to the next weekend that gets us. This is another three-piece.
April 25th.
April 25th. We get The Accountant Squared.
The Accountant 2.
Who wanted this movie?
Why? Where did this come from? Who was asking for The Accountant 2? Who walked out of The Accountant saying, you know what?
Needs a sequel.
They didn't tie up any loose threads here. I need another one.
Yeah.
It's probably going to make back its money easily. But as far as just need for it, I don't see anyone lining up to go and see this. I don't see anyone talking about, we need to find out what happens to the character who's a computer. Yeah. She's connected to a supercomputer or something. I don't know. It's been years.
That's the thing. It's been way too long to be pumping out a sequel to a movie that I don't think anyone wanted.
A murderer posing as an accountant in Plainfield, Illinois.
Yeah. This was, hopefully they make their money back, but ooh boy, I didn't ask for that at all.
Yeah.
Next thing that maybe actually people were asking for is Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
2015 horror game.
Yes. So I never played the game. I'm not much of a gamer.
Me neither. Horror games not really my thing. Life is terrifying enough.
It reminds me of a Happy Death Day sort of movie. But without the comedy aspect to it, it just looks like straight up horror. I'm kind of excited for this. I'm nervously excited for it. We have a lot of horror coming out this year. So if you're a fan of just screaming, this is the year. This is the year for you. I'm excited for it.
I'm not, it's a cast of people I don't recognize for a game that I did not play and a trailer that did not completely enthuse me in a genre that I'm not really into. That
does not check any boxes.
That might be a Timmy thing. Maybe I'll go see it. We'll see. We'll kind of judge by perception as this goes on. I guess. Last we got Neighborhood Watch. Jack Quaid, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Smaller movie, yeah. It looks pretty good though. Jack Quaid, I'm still interested in seeing your movie after seeing Novocaine. I don't know how you do it.
I'll go check it out. Pair it up with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. This is more of a low-key critic's choice for me, and probably something that I'll enjoy. But I don't think general audiences are going to be rushing out for it unless we really get a better marketing campaign for it. My weekend winner, Until Dawn. I think that's though it's got more weight. Sorry, Accountant 2, but no one wanted that movie.
I think Accountant 2 might pull it out.
You think?
I think Accountant 2 might pull it out.
Oh my God, guys, we have our first difference. Would you look at that? We
gotta wait until April or May 2nd.
we have a game. Wow. Would you look at that?
So despite all of the talk about how no one asked for The Accountant, I feel like it's in one of those spots where people are going to need some action. Like I said, Until Dawn, there's a lot of horror coming out this year, and Until Dawn does not look like the best horror movie coming out. So I feel like oversaturation meets bad word of mouth from fans of the game. All the YouTube comments are about how it looks nothing like the game. So
there is that.
To me, that might be a good thing. To the fans and the people who would recognize that IP, I don't think they're showing up for it.
I'm probably not showing up for it. I recognize the IP, but I didn't play it. And again, I don't recognize any of the people on screen, and your trailer was pretty mid.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going for me.
Yeah.
You know, gonna have to try that. Maybe if you do a Thunderbolts asterisk style smash cut hit to some techno music, you know, maybe I'd be more interested in
just re-edit the whole movie. You got a couple weeks. You're good.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Thunderbolts asterisks, next weekend, May 2nd, we get our first big Marvel property of the year.
Is it too early to call this the winner of the weekend?
you know. It's got a little bit of competition. The Surfer with Nicolas Cage, which has some positive early reviews, but
really good word of mouth so far.
Yeah, Thunderbolts asterisk. Sorry, Surfer, Nick Cage. Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. If you're really into Nick Cage or Australia, go check that one out. But Thunderbolts.
Surfboards.
So I want to talk about Thunderbolts a little bit. Actually, I want to spend a moment on this thing. So. Again, I've mentioned the trailers in previous podcasts, and I saw that Smash Cut A24 trailer again while I was at the theater for Death of a Unicorn. And man, if I just could forget all the other trailers, I would be so excited for this thing. You know, I really think the more I see of the characters, and it's like, okay, this has to establish something, right? If this doesn't do anything to move the greater story of Marvel forward or establish something going into this Avengers Doomsday, what are we doing here?
See, I'm going to disagree with you here. I feel like it needs to be a good movie on its own.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need to, okay, this needs to tie into this needs to... I just want a good movie. You know, I want something entertaining, and I really don't want to see David Harbour's horrible Russian accent anymore. They need to kill his character. Do it in the first 10 minutes, please.
And maybe they will. But the problem for me is Marvel is a cinematic universe. It is the MCU, right? It is a compilation of all these interconnected works over a long period of time that needs a build-up to have that cathartic release of those Avengers movies, of those big get-together. You see all these people and all the dots start connecting, right? And we're moving forward. You know, that you're building to that Endgame, Infinity War sort of thing, which I don't care what people's opinion of Marvel is. If you're talking about a series of films, that might be the greatest culmination of all time. You know, to take 21 stories and push all of that together into those final two films, that was pretty cool stuff. Yeah. And I wish that we would see that again, but I don't think we will. At least not, you know, anytime soon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe if DC could figure something out, but I don't think that'll ever happen.
Got James Gunn.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about him too a little bit later. But I really think this has to do something. Now, there is another Marvel release that we're going to talk about that I have very similar feelings about, but this phase has built to nothing. And now they're really trying to pump out this marketing for Avengers Doomsday. They just released that
the cast
list, which I'm sure is subject to have some additions right at the end. I don't think those are all the people that we're going to see in this movie, although there was quite a lot. But this has to do something. If this doesn't do anything, it continues that narrative for Marvel of this being a nothing phase building to what? Right. So we'll see. But it's totally going to win this weekend. Yeah, it's going to destroy. It's going to destroy. Even if it sucks. It's going to destroy the Surfer. I'm sorry, Nicolas Cage, but I don't think the Surfer stands much of a chance in that one. So what about the next weekend here?
So next weekend we have May 9th. It's going to be Clown in a Cornfield. So this is directed by the guys who brought you Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. I believe it's only the one trailer so far, which is weird because now it comes out in basically about a month. You know, we're 5 weeks out from this. And
there's a lot of that going on.
One trailer, yeah. That's a running theme with the movies coming up this summer. That's why we, gave you the little disclaimer at the start that this is entirely subject to change. A lot of these releases, because
right, I'm sure we're going to see, especially some of these bigger projects get pushed back a little bit
as the saturation sort of kicks in.
Yep. As Minecraft slays for 3 months.
It's a new era of theater. Yeah.
Right.
So Clown in a Cornfield. I mean, we've seen these tropes before. Killer clown. It looks like Jeepers Creepers almost, because apparently half the movie's going to take place in a barn.
I did not see a trailer for this thing yet.
You haven't? Okay.
No.
You might want to cover your eyes.
This might be the first.
You don't like creepy clowns, but
it's not really my thing. So this might be a Tim special for sure. Yeah.
Well, I'm more interested in seeing the other movie coming out this week, which would be Friendship, featuring or starring Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave.
Saw my first trailer for this bad boy at Death of a Unicorn. It got me pretty excited for it. I hope that they take some really big swings with this, because there are stories that you could write based off of just what I've seen in the trailers, that it's like, oh, this could be something really special and incredible.
Like Banshees of Inisherin, but not.
But maybe enjoyable or
Hey, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
It was fine, but there's far better movies with Mr. Gleason and Mr. Farrell in Bruges. Maybe the greatest movie between those two of all time. But, you should definitely go see In Bruges.
Yeah.
But, no, I don't... I think it's definitely going to be Clown in a Cornfield that I didn't hear of until I was writing notes for this podcast. But
it's going to happen a lot.
I also think it's going to be a critic's choice. So, I think it's going to do something. I'm not incredibly enthused for either of them. I think they are both going to be completely overshadowed by hangovers from Thunderbolts. But I don't think, they'll probably make their budgets back.
I'm going with Friendship for this weekend. I feel like Friendship's got the comedy audience, especially with Tim Robinson. I Think You Should Leave, when season 2 and 3 came out, just immediately blew up in popularity. You can't go on Twitter or Facebook or, I don't know, Instagram without seeing a meme coming from the show. So, zip lines. I'm just here for the zip line. Give me Friendship.
Might be something. We'll have to find out. That is a pretty good week in May usually. So we shall see.
That's also Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah,
May 11th.
Yes,
so take your mom to go see Friendship.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go. May 16th, we get a new Final Destination movie.
Yes.
Bloodlines.
How many years has it been since the last one?
Oh, that's an excellent question.
It's been a while since the last Final Destination movie, but I was just rewatching. They had Final Destination 2 on TV the other day. Yeah. Love it.
And I think you could make these movies for as long as you wanted to. I don't maybe understand the Bloodlines title thing. Like, you could just make, you could run this up.
Right.
People would still come out and see Final Destination 35. I think that it just scratches an itch for some people, And
creative ways
like
to die.
Right.
Who doesn't like that?
How many properties have been built around that idea since Final Destination got huge? Right. I did see that it's going to feature the late Tony Todd. Rest in peace.
Yep.
So that that'll be cool. See a little bit of Tony Todd.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Final Destination simply because I'm still terrified of trucks carrying logs.
Yep.
I want a new phobia.
Right.
Give it to me.
I'm sure there's millions of people in the United States and abroad that still flinch when they're behind that lumber truck.
I immediately move over. I'm like, nope, I'm getting 10 miles ahead of this. I'm not dying today. Nope, I've seen how this ends.
It's got some competition in Hurry Up Tomorrow. This is The Weeknd, Jenna Ortega, and Barry Cohen. I haven't seen a trailer. I don't want to. I'm so sick of seeing in The Weeknd in movies. I'm good. I'm out.
The trailer just looks like uncut gems, just no gem to it. It just looks pretty rough.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I like Barry Cohen, plenty, but I'm out on that.
I don't think any of the weekend fans who are going to listen to his music are going to translate to box office success.
It's the thing, man. Just stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Music's fine. Your acting is not. So,
yeah.
Just stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Be all right. Be all right. But, what do you think is going to be the winner?
Clear winner is going to be Final Destination Bloodlines.
That's pretty easy.
Those movies always do well. I'm really excited for that one.
Yeah, I'm curious to see the final numbers for it, but I'm sure it's gonna do fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't spend too much money on it. As long as it's got a respectable budget, it should be okay.
It'll be great. Speaking of respectable budgets, May 23rd, Memorial Day weekend, we have Lilo and Stitch coming out.
Yes, another live-action Disney remake.
Yes.
This one I'm actually really excited for.
He looks cute.
Yes.
A Disney live-action remake, I'm immediately just covering my eyes and ears. I have no interest in seeing it, but the little animation they did during the Super Bowl, I'm like, all right, that's pretty cute.
That was a fantastic
the trailer's
teaser,
sweet enough. The little girl's super cute and tiny and whatever. I'm in.
None of this turned me out. I was like, this is great. This is fine. I will, definitely be there opening weekend to see that bad boy. I love me some Stitch. I wish I could, go get one from the Petco, but we have a...
paint your dog blue.
He would. I'm sure he wouldn't appreciate it, But no, very, very excited for that one. Also, I'm excited for everything coming out this weekend. The May 23rd Memorial Day weekend is going to be great.
Yeah.
We get...
mostly great. There's one on there, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, it could be worse, right? Could be dropped or something, right?
This one. So
I will tell you, I have not seen the trailer for this The Last Rodeo that
The Last Rodeo
to here.
It looks like a parody of a Taylor Sheridan movie. The note that I wrote in here was The Last Rodeo, aka wait, this wasn't made by Taylor Sheridan. If you do make it to the end of the trailer, which features this aging cowboy who needs to come back and show everyone how it's done so that he can win, I think it's $750,000 at a rodeo, and everyone's dying to see him do it one last time, and it's The Wrestler, but it just looks so... He's the best cowboy ever, and all the ladies love him, and he's so good, and it's a Taylor Sheridan role that's not done by Taylor Sheridan. So if you make it to the end of this trailer, the last 90 seconds are a giveaway pre-order where it's telling you if you pre-order tickets, you can win a new Ford F-150 Raptor, a custom camper trailer, $100,000 in Bitcoin, and a ton of other huge prizes. I'm like, what? Why are you trying to bribe me to see your movie, man? This feels wrong.
It's weird. That part is really weird that you're gonna bribe me to come see your movie. I don't think it's gonna win the weekend. However, I see this thing having massive legs and making money.
No. Where?
From the same people who went out and saw, The Sound of Freedom.
Okay.
Who go out and see The Last Supper.
God's Not Dead 6.
I see a certain crowd of moviegoers who go to more, traditional or conservative films coming out to see this thing. Yeah. I do see it making a whole bunch of money. I see it coming in third this week of that weekend.
Of the
three, because
it's coming in third place.
Speaking of lasts and finals, right? We get Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, Ethan Hawke's Last Dance.
Yeah,
maybe potentially.
Why was this not released a week earlier? Why are you going to release it when you're competing with Lilo and Stitch and The Last Rodeo?
They did the same thing with Dead Reckoning too.
Right.
Like, hey, let's put this thing out here a week before it gets absolutely annihilated by Barbenheimer.
Right. Why? I get if you have to finish visual effects, but Tom Cruise does all the stunts on his own, so you don't need visual effects. So I can't wait for this. This movie's gonna be so good.
I am so
yeah.
excited for this. I love watching the Mission Impossible movies. Not so much for the story that they're telling.
You just like staring at Tom Cruise.
I like watching that man run. It's a good time. No, he the stunts that he does and the fact that he does his own stunts in these movies is incredible, and I hope to keep watching these until maybe he got obliterated doing one of these stunts.
I think that's his plan.
You know, but there is plenty of rumors happening that while this will not be the last movie in the Mission Impossible franchise, it may be the last movie for that Cruise's IMF crew.
Yeah.
Does that include Ethan Hawke, or is that just his people? Ethan Hunt. Whoops.
Ethan Hawke, yeah.
Ethan Hawke. Yeah.
Starring Ethan Hawke.
Starring Ethan Hawke. Oh, Ethan Hunt. Wow. Yes. Sorry, Tom Cruise. I'm talking about how much I love your movie, and I called you Ethan Hawke. No,
it's only been a character for 30 years.
Yeah, right. But
30 years.
Super excited to see that one. Going to be a huge weekend, but.
There's a clear winner.
There is a clear winner. It's obviously
everyone and their grandma's going to see Lilo and Stitch.
It is gonna happen. Everybody's gonna see it. This is gonna be Moana.
It's too adorable to ignore.
Oh yeah, this thing's gonna crush.
Yeah.
I think Lilo and Stitch, if it is really good, has the potential to be, maybe like the biggest movie of the year.
Yes.
It just depends how good it is, I guess. Does that thing have legs to crush for the next big movies that are coming out in the few following weekends? If it does, if that thing can leg its way through the next 2 weekends, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for that. I think we are once again in agreement. Lilo and Stitch, May 23rd.
Yeah.
There you go.
I sense that we won't be disagreeing on a lot of these. I feel like
there is that, but it's because we both have excellent taste, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's that, and we're both not just idiots, right?
Can't be.
Good, can't be. There's no way. There's no way. Next huge weekend, May 30th.
Yes. Karate Kid Legends.
Oh, man. So, I tell you what, have not seen the originals. Very stoked to see this thing. Gonna have to go see the originals.
I've not seen any of the marketing for this one. I didn't see the originals. I have not seen Cobra Kai on Netflix.
Had no idea it was happening. Yeah. Haven't watched any of the Karate Kid or Karate Kid adjacent material.
Still
saw
like
the trailer.
A purple belt.
So hell yeah, brother, I'm in.
Yeah. Do you want to wear a gi when you go in there?
Do I want to wear a gi? No, I think my days of wearing a gi are over. Used to do a little bit of jiu-jitsu, and I got broke to it. So no, I think my days of a gi are over. But maybe if I'm losing, and then maybe if I lose our one difference
just
of opinion,
pull guard on the pull guard on the movie.
But no, pretty excited for that one. I'm going to be watching some Karate Kid stuffs beforehand. So if you have any recommendations of where to start or what order, all that sort of stuff, let me know in the comments, or shoot me an email, either way. But then we also have Bring Her Back, which is Sally Hawkins horror director of Talk to Me from A24, and that's all you, bud.
Talk to Me. Super creepy, Australian. I made it like halfway through, and then I had to cover my eyes the whole time. Just creepy, man. Just creepy. Bring Her Back. Sally Hawkins is so great. She's one of those actresses who could just fit into any role and you buy her. Paddington 2. She's in 2 of the greatest movies of all time. So, I'm really looking forward to this one. Sally Hawkins looks like she'll be doing a role that's almost like a dark song. Trying to bring back a loved one from the dead, maybe. So I'm trying to keep my exposure to any of the trailers and information to a minimum. That way I could go in and see this as fresh as possible. But
that is all you, buddy.
Yeah.
I hope you have a great time watching that. I will be.
Oh, I'm going to love it.
Not. And no offense, I hope the movie is fantastic. I have no reason to believe that it won't be a great horror, but I don't want to wet myself in the theater. That'd be very embarrassing, and I haven't done that in almost 25 years. So I don't want to do it again.
There's always a time.
At least for another 25.
Yeah. There's always time.
Looks terrifying, but so that'll be a Tim special. We'll look out for Tim's review on that one once it comes out. What's your weekend winner? What do you think? You think Bring Her Back's gonna crush?
No,
think it's gonna happen.
No, it's a smaller horror movie, so I expect it to do smaller horror numbers. Yeah, it'll have legs, but I don't see it beating out Karate Kid Legends.
No, I think all the hype from like you said, Cobra Kai and all that. Dude,
this
thing is, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
dude, it's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna make a bunch of money.
It's gonna be enough to win that weekend as far as new releases are concerned.
Absolutely.
Now, for June 6th, the next weekend, we have a John Wick story, Ballerina. This is another one. Who was asking for this? I don't think
people wanted more John Wick. I don't know that they necessarily wanted like this version of. Yes. However, I mean, people love Ana de Armas. I think she's a wonderful actress, and I will say. Okay, I understand we're in 2025 and every single movie has to have some kind of girl bossy thing going on of some sort, but I just wish it was a little bit more believable. There's a scene in the trailer, and if you've seen the trailer, you're going to know what scene I'm talking about with where apparently she's like holding a door over an explosion, and that goes fine for her for some reason. But I don't know.
She's
I took physics in high school, and so I understand that is probably impossible. And I don't know, man. I'm excited for more John Wicky type stuff, but I just it was semi believable ish to an extent. When it's at least like a Keanu Reeves who's like 6 foot tall, well built guy, right? But I don't believe that. I don't know, man.
So
the physics
you have
don't work
to
out
look
for
at this
me.
movie. And all the John Wick movies, really, not as an actual live movie. You have to look at it as a cartoon, right? You cannot believe. You need some suspension of belief.
Well, yes, and there is some, right?
So
there is some suspension of disbelief, but this is bringing it a little far for me. This is a little far. I don't know.
Too much?
It's just too much, man. How do you expect me to believe that this is realistically happening right now? Yes, she just totally flipped that 250-pound man. Yeah, like
she can do it.
I don't know. It's no
Jiu-jitsu.
disrespect to like female combat athletes. Like I said, I used to do jiu-jitsu, and I have definitely been choked out by some women that were half my size. And
but you paid for that.
Cool. I paid for that privilege. Absolutely. I wasn't really struggling. That's the trick, right? But I really think that it just maybe should have went a different direction if you want to keep this going. But we'll see. Hey, maybe it does fine. We'll see. It's got a lot of other movies coming out, but I don't think it has a whole bunch of necessarily competition coming from these movies. The Life of Chuck. So I saw the kind of sort of promo teaser for this thing come out, and I was like, oh, okay. Star-studded cast and all that sort of stuff. And I looked into it a little bit more and was like, oh, this is a Stephen King thing. And
I fell asleep during the trailer, man.
It's not that much of a trailer. It's kind of a teaser promo,
It's boring. It looks sappy. It just looks like Oscar bait, but way too early to be Oscar bait. Release this in November. Get some buzz on it late in the year. Don't want who's going out to see this.
At the moment, I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical of this thing having like any effect. Really, I want to know more about it. I want to see more come out. I want to see maybe some more interviews.
I don't give a fuck.
Give me a reason
about the life of Chuck. I do not give a fuck.
Oh man, you hear that straight from Tim? Does not give a fuck about this one.
Fuck Chuck.
Fuck Chuck. Oh man, Dangerous Animals, Jai Courtney and Sharks.
Dude, this looks so good.
Yeah,
I don't know what. Jai Courtney is a leading man. You lost me, but doing these weird character actor stuff, like when he first came in as Boomerang in the first Suicide Squad movie, stole the movie. Doing these goofy characters, love him.
It's fine.
He was made for this. Absolutely. He's a star in that, right?
If I wasn't like chronically terrified of sharks, I'd be much more excited for this movie. Like, I have seen Jaws, and I've seen, Deep Blue Sea and The Reef and all these other, things. And it's like, The Meg, I usually do love The Meg. I love The Meg. I hope it's more like The Meg. If these sharks are, like, not really believable, then I'm super into this, right? But I don't know, maybe I just watched too many Shark Weeks as a very small developmental child, right? Absolutely
they won't harm you unless you look like a seal. And I guess that's what
I am fat and blubbery. I do look like a seal, my pasty body floating around in the water. I'm sure I look absolutely delicious, like a little baby beluga got stranded from its mother. Yeah.
The sharks are going, are you?
Yeah, no, I'm dead meat.
Yeah.
Right? Very dangerous animals. Yeah. So, but I am excited. I will definitely be seeing that one. If we go together, I'll have to hold your hand because I'm very scared of these sharks. We get the Phoenician Scheme, new Wes Anderson film. Yeah. Star-studded cast.
Everyone in Hollywood is apparently going out to star in a Wes Anderson movie.
And that's fine with me.
Yeah. His movies don't do it for me. They don't do it for me. I get that they're symmetric. I know that.
I'm hit or miss. So, Grand Budapest Hotel is like one of my favorite films of all time. I really love that movie. I think it's incredible. I cry every time. But that being said, I have seen the vast majority of his other films and was less than pleased most of the time.
That's why I have not seen the Grand Budapest Hotel yet. Because of
you got to see that because it'll give you the same very complex opinion of Wes Anderson that I have. It just
looks. I can't.
It's
do it.
Wonderful. It really is. It's fantastic. It's not what you think it's going to be when you get all the way through it. Yeah. And it was a moment for me the first time I watched it. It was really cool. I definitely recommend it. So I'm gonna go see the Phoenician Scheme. I'm gonna see it. I hope that it is more Grand Budapest Hotel and less The Rocket Man. Yeah. But we will have to wait and see on that. And then we get The Ritual, which is Pacino and Dan Stevens. They're doing Exorcist stuff.
What? Why?
Who wanted this? I don't know. This is in the same boat as The Accountant 2 and Drop, and who is asking for this movie?
The same crowd who asked for the Alto Knights asked for this movie.
The movie I didn't even know was in theaters until I went to the theater to see something else.
$400 opening weekend. There you go. Half of it was refunded anyway.
It's still there. Yeah. It has been in the theaters every time I've went in the past 3 weeks.
I read about it. I'm like, what?
Still there.
Yeah. I don't know if this is going to be a horror movie or just a straight up just cash grab.
It is a tax write-off. I don't know what this thing is. Yeah. I don't
Dan
know why
Stevens, I like him. He's good in the movies that he does. He was in Abigail. Yeah. That was pretty good. So, yeah.
You think Pacino just refused a streaming release?
Pacino's like 80, man.
Said this must go to theaters?
Yes.
I don't see
whoever
much of a future.
Whoever laundered the money for this. Good for you.
Good for you, man. Good for you. If you have any get-rich-quick schemes, I would like to sign up. Yeah. Let me know how that's going. Who's your winner for June 6th weekend?
Ballerina.
Yeah,
Ballerina. It's gotta be Ballerina.
Yeah, Ballerina.
Gotta be Ballerina.
It's the only thing with any recognizable IP.
The Life of Chuck is going to be the big failure for that week. I think the Phoenician Scheme will bring in a little bit more than the Life of Chuck.
I think the Phoenician Scheme might have a chance to maybe recoup a budget or something, maybe down
being
the
in the
line.
mid-30s.
Down the line worldwide. You don't think it's going to get a bigger play in Europe?
I don't think so.
I think it will. I think
it's got the best chance domestically, and I don't think there's a need for a Wes Anderson movie. I don't see it.
I think that it won't fail as spectacularly as Life of Chuck. I hope it makes its budget back. I don't think it's going to make money. Yeah, but we'll see. But obvious winner, Ballerina by a mile. Yeah. That's not a competition.
Those movies just print money.
Right, exactly. Yeah. June 13th.
How to Train Your Dragon.
So what do you think about this? I'm really curious to hear Tim's opinion on this movie.
The trailer we've seen, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty much a shot-for-shot remake of the animated movie, which I liked the animated movie. I thought it was charming. I thought it, visually was pretty nice looking. So when I read that they had spent over $50 million on pre-production costs alone for a movie which is already, your storyboarding is already done. You have the whole movie. Yeah. It's already there. Why are you spending this much money on this movie?
I wonder if a lot of that money was wrapped up in technological development. If they're
but he looks the exact same. Toothless looks the exact same as he did in the
right.
Digital
so where was this coming from?
Right.
Where
there's no massive design changes. There's no, I don't see any stars in the cast really. For the main cast. So where's the $50 million going before the movie's even being filmed?
I do see this thing having a life at the theater, right? This is
through kids. Yeah,
it's gonna make money, fine. Right? There's gonna be. I know plenty of people who saw this when they were younger, love this movie. I think it's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
it doesn't have, I think, much of competition in materialists.
No,
Pedro Pascal, Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans drama romance thing that made me sad just watching the trailer.
Pedro Pascal's played out. He's played out. He's oversaturated. He's in everything, man.
Way oversaturated. However, God damn, he's a handsome man.
Yes,
he is very handsome. This is another one of those situations where we keep throwing Dakota Johnson into the mix with these men who are, obvious, inhuman level gods, right? And Dakota Johnson is, well, she's all right.
Tom Johnson's daughter.
She's all right. Yeah. But Chris Evans and Pedro Pascal, do you really think you're stuck in between these two guys? I don't know. So it didn't do it for me. It made me sad. I don't think it. Oh man, I got a kind of an opinion on this thing that is developing that I think based off of maybe the relationship and the ideas being proposed in this movie that it's perpetuating maybe some more toxic,
harmful
cultural stereotypes and things that we have going on in the dating world right now. However, that's that's a whole other thing, and we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll retouch on that later if you want to hear my thoughts on some social commentary regarding that. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
but
clear winner.
How to Train Your Dragon, nostalgia bait. I love it.
I do not believe it'll make its money back, but it will certainly win that weekend. I think this year the
see, I do think it makes its money back.
You think that this makes its money?
I think this movie has a worldwide run at the end of this thing somewhere around $750 million.
Not a chance.
I think it does.
Not a chance.
I think it does. I think it hits $700 million.
Not a chance. I'm thinking 500.
Not in a weekend.
Tops.
Not in the weekend, obviously, but in its
total
box office run,
20 weeks. Yeah.
$700 to $775 million. That's my thought. Just based off of what I know of people having some kind of relationship with the source material, right? I think it's going to do pretty good because it's a shot-for-shot remake. So if you like that, maybe you would want to go see that movie.
You got the original one. Go and watch the original.
This is live action. Why not?
Yeah.
Can you go see the original in the theater on June 13th, Tim?
Sure.
But I could go see this one, and I would go see this one.
You could rent out a private theater, just one showing. Watch the original one.
If they remade The Page Master right now, I would throw money at them.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think there's people who saw this and probably have the same kind of relationship too, because people have those relationships to animated movies that came out at a pivotal moment for them, right? People can feel a lot different. People feel that way about Moana or about Frozen or about Finding Nemo when it came out. I think there is a market for this. I think that's why they keep doing it.
Yeah.
I think they've been doing it with the wrong ones.
Yeah.
To an extent, I think this might actually be a good direction to take this because you're catching people who still might want to go to the movies.
Yeah.
When you're making remakes of these animated classics that came out almost 100 years ago, that's maybe not, attracting the same audience. Are those people still going to the movies? Right? Are kids, really in love with those characters as much as they are the ones that are more relevant to them at a that developmental stage of their life. I think this thing does money.
Yeah,
I think so. But we'll see.
I don't think it makes its money back, but I know it will do well. To speak more on recognizable IPs that are capturing their original audience, June 20th. We have 28 years later.
Now this was way too long of a wait, but you are right. This is still in enough time to catch the right people, and it looks great.
It looks great.
Yeah.
The trailer, every shot in the trailer looks like money. I mean,
I have a little story to go along with that.
Okay.
Right. So I went to see what was it? I think it was my showing of Magazine Dreams.
Yeah.
And they played this trailer. And I have seen this trailer several times at this point. I've heard it, right? Something went wrong with the audio.
Oh, that would make it even more terrifying.
Oh, dude, it was so loud. I could feel my seat. My seat was as that intercom, whatever lady is.
Yeah.
It's literally hitting my seat, and I had to sit there and cover my ears because it was painful.
Yes.
It something went wrong. All the other trailers were
like
fine.
A poem booth
something went wrong, and it was so loud, and I was the only person in the room, and I'm just sitting here like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. My ears are gonna burst.
Looks nasty.
Oh,
and
yes.
I love
Yes.
it. Bring it on. I want it.
Yep. It looks great.
Yeah.
Looks great. Very excited for that. The other release this weekend is Elio. So I saw the trailer, and I was like, okay, this thing looks pretty good, but I have heard nothing about it.
No.
There's no hype over this thing. It looks beautiful. I don't think it's going anywhere.
I don't think it even looks that beautiful. I don't think it looks.
Yeah, you're also talking to a guy who hasn't seen an animated movie in a long time.
I'm not really on board for this. I don't think it's going to have any legs.
It's going to lose a bunch of money.
What's the Mermaid Boy Disney Pixar movie from a few years ago where the two boys are mermaids and they're in Italy and
I can't think of the
Pixar Mermaid.
But I remember exactly what movie you're talking about.
It's like 2023.
And I haven't seen it. I've only seen some reviews on it, and that one was pretty good. But I do think that this
Luca.
Yeah, very similar animation style. I think it's
same
chasing
style.
a similar idea.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to make any money.
No, I don't think so either. I think it's a write-off.
You got to have one in there so you can make money on the other ones, and you don't have to pay your taxes from the other ones if you write this.
Well, we did all the production on that one. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's fine.
I think Disney Pixar just need to go back to making stories that people want to see.
So this is an interesting weekend though, because it's still a Disney Pixar animated movie for children up against an R-rated movie for an audience of
Lilo and
people
Stitch
who are
is still going to be
30s, 40s, 50s and up, right?
Lilo and Stitch is still going to be wiping out
it, right?
So there's no chance that Elio does well.
So you think that 28 week years is going to do it?
Yes.
See, I originally
100%.
thought that, but I am really tempted to switch to Elio.
Really?
I'm tempted. But you do bring up a really strong
Lilo
point.
and Stitch is sticking around for months.
Well, let me say, you do bring up a good point there. Lilo and Stitch is going to slaughter both of these movies. They do not stand a chance. I know 28 years later looks good.
Looks great.
It's going to get murdered by Lilo and Stitch. But maybe it'll be the thing the parents get to go to while the kiddos are seeing Lilo and Stitch. So, man, I got to give it to it. I got to say 28 years later.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely, 100%. 28 years later. And I'll be responsible for about 10 million of their weekend box office. We're going and seeing this thing so many times.
Tim, you're responsible for $10 million in tickets now.
So there's another movie that I believe should have been released this weekend, June 20th. You have a bit of a gap in action for Formula One, which I follow, you don't follow.
Right.
So this would be after the Canadian Grand Prix. There's a gap between this and I believe the next one. be after Canada. Is it Silverstone? F1?
Yeah, I don't follow the F1 so much. I
Yeah.
just watched my first race, literally like the day of our first podcast.
Oh, you got to go and see the movie. You got to go and see.
I do
F1
have to see the movie because I love me some Brad Pitt.
Yes.
I will pretty much watch anything that Brad Pitt is in, and just judging from the trailers and the still photos that have been released, I'm gonna see me some Brad Pitt. I dig it. I dig it.
After Canada is Austria.
Austria.
So Austrian Grand Prix is going to be the same weekend of F1. I think this movie is going to print money.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be... We've been seeing trailer for it for, what, a year now in theaters? They've been playing that trailer, and every time it gets people talking after it. So I feel like F1 is having a resurgence in the United States over the past few years. This is coming in at the perfect time. Right before McLaren comes in and starts dominating for the next 20 years. So, yeah.
I don't know if I have the same confidence. I don't know if I have the same... I think this thing doesn't have the audience that
I think this is going to crush. This is going to crush.
I don't think Brad Pitt draws in people anymore unless they're me. And I don't think that F1 is anywhere near as big an audience as you think it's going to be, at least not people who are going to go out and see this.
I'm going
especially in a weekend where we get Megan 2.0. It's got a $12 million budget. And I didn't ask for this, but a lot of people loved the first ones.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to get a bunch more.
I think it's going to do really well. I don't see it passing F1, but I think Megan 2.0 is going to certainly make its money back. $12 million budget for the first one, $12 million for the next one. For the next 30 of these, I mean, we're going to be getting one of these every 3 months, basically, at some point in time, because people realize, okay, it's going to be easy to do this. It's literally Child's Play or what's the other? Smart Home. Smart House? What's the movie? The Disney movie based on that Ray Bradbury story all those years ago.
I have no
Smart
idea.
House, I think. Mom turns evil, starts killing the family. Great.
Okay.
Great time.
I don't know.
Did you like the first one? Did you see the first one?
No. Yeah, I'm not a horror guy.
Yeah.
This is none of my business.
More of a comedy than a horror in some aspects, but yeah.
I think this thing has an audience. I think that it has the younger crowd.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of people who like the first one enough that they will probably come out and see this thing.
Yeah.
I think the third movie that is coming out this weekend, Pony Boy, is going to do nothing. It looks like kind of an Amelia Perez 2.0 sort of thing.
No, this doesn't look like it's. So it's a straight up drama. It's not like a musical.
Well, yeah, it's not a musical. There's no singing, but I still don't. I don't. I think that audience might be ruined by what we had. I'm looking forward to Pony Boy. Yeah. I think Pony Boy could be the way to tell a story that I'm like, you know what? I'm interested. Well, I hope it works out for you. Yeah. But I think that thing's gonna bomb.
It's not gonna make.
I think we're gonna hear about it at the Oscars because that's
what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to get another release later in the year because of the material and the. No. Well, my weekend winner is Megan. I think it's got to happen. There we go. We have another difference of opinion. Yes. That's fantastic. We got two.
We have two. Oh my gosh!
Midway through the summer, we got two movies that we disagree on.
There's gonna be some kind of a difference.
Is going to wipe the floor.
I disagree. I think no one's gonna go see that thing. No one's gonna go see it.
You know what everyone is going to see? July 2nd, Jurassic World Rebirth comes out.
Yeah, unfortunately,
and
everyone's going to go see that.
It's going to be shit.
Things somehow still make $1 billion.
It's shit. They made $1 billion.004. It's dinosaurs.
Recognizable IP. It's dinosaurs.
It's dinosaurs.
Somebody else needs to make a good dinosaur movie
without kids. Quit inviting your kids to Dinosaur Island.
Hello.
Knock it off.
Hello. That makes sense.
21 plus for Dinosaur Island tickets. Quit inviting your kids. I'd love to see those movies do well. I really would. It's just so boring. the last one was more about locusts than it was about dinosaurs.
There is
and
that.
It still made $1 billion.
I honestly didn't even finish the last one. I watched about 45 minutes and then I went to bed and I didn't come back to it.
Yeah.
I just wasn't even interesting enough.
You didn't miss out on much.
I didn't have to write a review on it, so I just
out on
was
much.
like, well...
They're auctioning dinosaurs or clones, and James Cromwell is in it. James Cromwell is great, but I mean, he's just sitting down in a chair the whole time. He's like,
I'm not excited for this thing. It's just whatever, you know. Gonna see another one.
Yeah.
I'll have to go see it. I'm definitely gonna go see it, but you know, so they'll get my money, but I'm not gonna like it.
They're gonna come to your house and just hold up an iPad and show you the whole movie at your front door.
Here,
right.
ticket now.
Give me my $7. Come on.
You know,
that's what they're doing with this thing. I mean, you know it's gonna make money. You know
what they should do to make me happy is put out a really, really cool, like, commemorative popcorn bucket or something.
Yes.
You know? Be shaped like Charlize Theron's her chest, maybe. That would be fine. You know, I'd be cool with that. But,
get that Nosferatu.
Or Scarlett Jo. It's Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett
right?
Johansson.
I don't know, they all look but, you know, either way. Yeah, give me a Scarlett Johansson cleavage popcorn bucket. I would be, totally okay with that.
With the raptor head.
Yeah, I can throw a raptor in there. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, for people who are into that.
Yeah.
So I prefer to keep the teeth away.
That's pretty much the only release that weekend, wisely by the other studios not to release in the path of the dinosaur, because I mean every time they keep getting worse and they keep running out money, so you know it's not preventing anyone from going out and seeing dinosaurs.
Go get their $1 billion, I guess. Then we get what I think is, you know, another candidate for potential movie of the year as far as box office goes, and it completely depends on whether or not people go see this thing or if they care. Superman, July 11th, James Gunn's first big swing. Yeah. Man, show me what you got, Mr. Gunn. Show me what you got. I like the trailer so far. I'm excited to see where this goes, but judging by the past record of the DCU, I'm skeptical. I am curious whether people are going to miss this out of some kind of, you know, bad faith, you know, some kind of fatigue from seeing terrible stories done by this universe. But
this is a new universe. This is a reboot.
Does the normal audience care?
No, they don't know.
Exactly.
They don't know anything.
You know, they don't know nothing, right?
That's why they still go out and say,
"Wow, that last movie sucked." You know?
They're still gonna go out and see it.
I hope they do.
Yeah,
I hope they do.
They will.
It'll get my money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah.
I don't know who David Corrin Sweat is before this, but we're gonna find out, man.
I feel like he looks like Clark Kent.
Yeah, close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Then July 18th, we get I Know What You Did Last Summer again.
Yes, again.
Again.
Another horror movie that's coming out, probably going to be made for about $3 million.
You know, as long as it's got a minuscule budget, it'll be all right. I think it'll be okay. They just, as long as they don't spend a bunch of money, you know, spend $5 million on this thing, probably be fine. You know, it's coming out against the Smurfs, which, you know, you had given me a message about, like, I swear this came out 10 years ago. Dude, so I looked into it. I looked into it.
Come out 10 years
ago. You are correct. You are correct. It was a little bit more than 10 years ago.
Really?
There was 2 Smurfs movies. There was Smurfs 1 in 2011 and Smurfs 2 in 2013. Okay. I had the same thought that, like, hey, wait, I just saw this, didn't I?
No,
yes.
There's no way.
These movies did just come out. They came out 11 and 13 and 14
so
years
ago. So is this Smurfs 3 then? Or is it? Are they rebooting from 10 years ago? Wow.
Yeah, this is rebooting, and those aren't the only Smurfs properties that have come out. There's been about a dozen other things that have come out in these last 10 years.
I was writing. I'm like, I saw this, and then I'm like, no, wait, that was Trolls.
I had no idea people still cared about the Smurfs. Right? I didn't realize that was still a thing, and then I'm doing research on this, and I'm like, oh wait, they've been pumping these bad boys out for forever.
So, have you seen the trailer for Smurfs?
Oh God, unfortunately I did.
It looks like trash.
It looks horrible, but it's gonna crush. I don't think I don't think, you know, I Know What You Did Last Summer is gonna beat a Smurfs property that apparently people are watching.
No. So I Know What You Did Last Summer did not make that much money. Like it doesn't have that much of a cult following to it. It's not like Scream where, you know, you would still see people dressed as Ghostface every Halloween.
No.
I know what you did last summer is probably going to make its money back for sure.
That'd be
'cause
great.
It would be made for cheap. But Smurfs it just looks like a straight up cash grab. And I feel like it's going to do that. Just grab all the cash that weekend.
It's probably just to retain the rights.
Yes.
You know, it's a what was that War of the Rohirrim sort of situation. Did you ever see that?
No.
Oh yeah, it came out. What was it, Christmas? I believe. The Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim.
Oh.
Yeah, they put out this animated. They put out an anime Lord of the Rings about a made up daughter of Helm Hammerhand who girl bosses her way to victory and is apparently not remembered in the history books because she did not need no man and you know, so they didn't write her name down.
That's why it's history, not her story. So
yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, no, it was awful. I really couldn't tell you most of the plot because it was really bad. I watched
just hearing about it right now.
You're seeing this live. I am telling you.
Yeah.
That
When does this come out? August 1st?
The Lord of the Rings movie just came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. It was. It wasn't any good. So there's that. You know. But yeah. No. I think this is the same exact thing. They just make these. They have to make the movie every so often to retain the rights to the intellectual property. Yep. Otherwise, somebody else gets to make the movie. So
Blood
I
and
think,
honey.
You know,
Smurfs, blood and honey. I want to see someone rocking around, stomping on those old
somebody get
goblins
smurfed to death.
I want to see Smurfette at her worst.
We get the following weekend,
yes.
25th. We get our third candidate for biggest movie.
I think this is going to do it. I think this is going to be the biggest movie of the year.
This is that other Marvel property.
Yes.
Fantastic Four first steps.
Yeah.
Another Pedro Pascal saturation.
Yeah. But. You know, he's got a supporting cast around him this time. Vanessa Kirby, I really love.
Oh, Vanessa Kirby.
She's great.
Oh,
in everything she does, she's great.
Stunning. I'll never forget the first shot you get of her in Dead Reckoning. I seeing that in IMAX. I was She's a stunning woman.
Smoke show.
A very smoke show. Man. And a very talented actress. So I'm very excited for that part. But this is literally if Avengers if Thunderbolts doesn't stick the landing, the fate of Marvel is literally at stake with Fantastic Four steps, because if this movie does not do anything to build some kind of publicity, I swear to God, Avengers Doomsday will bomb.
Not a chance. Not a chance. And that's why I think you're...
Because nobody's going to care.
I'm going to tell you you're wrong.
No one's going to care about this thing.
And they're still going to go out and see it. Fantastic Four First Steps just needs to be a good movie.
I don't think so.
It needs to not focus on setting up and
it has to... Not only does it have to be a good movie, but it has to give people a reason to go see the Avengers. Because there's been no reason to go see these people.
Robert Downey Jr.
as the bad guy. In a mask. You're not even going to see his face that often.
He's still going to crush.
No.
Avengers Doomsday is going to fucking crush.
No, if this movie bombs, then Avengers Doomsday does not make $1 million.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, does not make $1 billion.
It doesn't need to make $1 billion.
Yes, it does.
$1 billion?
It has to make $1 billion. Has to make $1 billion. You know how much money they've lost this phase? This thing has to make $1 billion. You know how much money they're going to spend making it? It's going to have to make $1 billion.
Sunk cost fallacy.
It's going to have to. Because they're going to spend... I know they're going to spend well over $300 million to make this thing.
Wow.
It will half.
Well, the Electric State was over $300 million.
They're going to spend $400 million on this thing. It's going to have to make $1 billion because it has to double, and they're going to market the shit out of it. Right? This thing is going to have to make $1 million, and if Fantastic Four does not build hype, it's not going to do it, and this will be just an entire phase of sunk
Just
money.
Make a good movie. Just make it good.
I mean, a good
People
movie
are going to go out and see it.
It has to be good, right? Like, I feel like this and Thunderbolts has to be good. It has to be enjoyable. It cannot be a hunk of junk. But they got to build to something. It has to present me with some... This has to go so... Even if it's just a post-credit scene.
Right.
You know,
well, that's
like,
all...
That's what we had for the
need.
first 20, right? Like, this has to
I don't
be
want
connected
a
to
full
some. This has to
plot
go somewhere, right?
being built
I don't want
up,
to
yeah.
see some random bullshit character that we're never gonna see again, like we got in every other post-credit scene in Phase 6. I want to see, this is moving somewhere. I want to see, ideally, hey, how about you connect both of these movies' post-credit scenes so that this is going in a direction. None of this crap has been connected. This has to go
Kevin Feige's
somewhere.
been on vacation for, 6 years now? Where has he been?
I don't know what the hell's going on.
We're going to do a welfare check on you.
Right? Oh my gosh. But obviously it's going to win the weekend.
Yeah.
It's going to win the weekend. August 1st.
August 1st. The big one coming out is going to be The Bad Guys 2.
Yep.
It's with the Big Bad Wolf. First one got great reviews. Everyone loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see it. Made $250 million.
$75 million budget.
Yeah. So this one, I'm pretty sure they could probably get away with doing a smaller budget.
Yep.
Because the only recognizable person in that cast is going to be Sam Rockwell, pretty much. So
I think whether or not this thing makes a ridiculous amount of money is going to depend on the quality of First Steps.
Yes.
If people are still rushing out to see that thing, this thing might not make quite as much money in its first weekend. It may have to, try to have legs.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen with the next releases that we're going to get in the following weeks. But
I'm going to say it's going to do better in the second weekend than it will in the first, pretty much.
I don't know about that because it depends on First Steps. If First Steps sucks and it doesn't have legs, then you're right.
Yeah.
Right. And then got legs. It's going to go up against another movie made for maybe, semi-younger audiences ish in the following weekend.
Yeah.
Probably be a thing. We're also going to get The Naked Gun August 1st. I haven't seen anything about
this.
There's
no promo material available.
There's nothing out yet.
I feel like this is a rights retention movie, but
something like that.
But it does have Paul Walter Hauser in it.
Yeah.
So another Paul Walter Hauser movie. I'm down.
I could care less
I need to
until
see.
they give me some kind of something to care.
Might as well be straight to VOD or something like that.
Right.
I'm still gonna check it out. And another movie I'm for sure gonna check out is Together.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Alison Brie and Dave Franco body horror where they start merging together into one.
Yep.
And the trailer was awesome. Sets the really creepy tone without giving anything away. They played the same thing that 28 years later did, right out of their playbook. Just do not give away anything, minimal dialogue, just keep it straight to these pretty shots of creepy ass horror. I'm really looking forward to this movie. I think it's going to do super well. And for a summer that's so saturated with horror movies, it's every weekend.
Yeah.
We're getting a horror movie coming out, basically.
We're getting a lot of horror movies this weekend.
A lot of it. And
you think that is reflective of the horrifying time period that we're living in right now?
No, I think people need escapism from that horror.
Exactly.
I think that's why they need to go out
that's
and
exactly
see the
what
bad
I'm
guys.
suggesting.
You're
watching. If everything's horrible around you, people tend to run to horror movies. Look at what we got in our 9/11 post 9/11 era, and in 2008, right? The market crash. So we got a whole lot of stuff. We got our Saw movies and Hostel and all this sort of things.
The Conjurings really took
Conjurings,
off. Yeah.
So maybe we're entering another horror resurgence with people's uncertainty about the climate that we live in. I think
I'd rather start blending together people and have dogs start merging at the eyelids than
Jesus.
Yeah. Not being able to afford to live. This market is horrible.
Where are
we going? What are we doing?
Yeah, well, we're making horror movies apparently. But Bad Guys 2 gonna rock the weekend on that one. Yeah, I don't think that's very close. Is it gonna have legs enough to beat August 8th release Freaker Friday?
Yes. Freaker Friday is not going to do very well, I don't think.
See, I'm shocked to hear you say that, but I want to hear your rationale.
Who cares?
What do you mean, who cares?
Who cares?
My wife
cares?
still watches that stupid movie over and
Right,
over
and she'll
again.
watch the original one. No one's rushing out to go and see Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis.
I think you are underestimating the. Let me tell you something.
The
Mr.
little girl
single man
demographic.
here, you know. Let me tell you something. I married a woman for a little bit now, and you know, I've had a lot of girlfriends and all that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
and you know, dude, women love Freaky Friday. They love this stuff. I'm sure this thing is gonna make a good amount of money, right? Is it gonna make Barbie money? No, it ain't gonna make no Barbie money. But you know what? I think all the wives and girlfriends, I think they're going to go see this thing. I think, you know, there's going to be, of course, going to have some kind of a male audience too. And I think a lot of that male audience might end up being dudes like me who take those wives and girlfriends to see this sort of thing.
I think that's where you're going to make your money is just in couples. You know, people going to dates. No one's got money for dates. Who's got money for dates?
Oh,
We're
it's
talking
August
about people
8th.
blending together.
Oh, it'll be fine.
No, this movie should have come out in February. There is no business coming out at the end of summer when everyone's got back to school that they're planning out.
That's what I think it is. It's literally like the back
these girls who
sort of
watch the
movie.
original one, right? They're now grown up. They have kids of their own. They're trying to afford to live. They're not going and seeing Freakier Friday.
Man, no, see, I couldn't disagree more.
that.
I think this movie is gonna make some money. I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna do really, really well. It's gonna smash this weekend.
Yeah.
It's going up against Weapons, Josh Brolin, Julie Garner horror movie. This is directly from IMDb because I didn't know anything about this movie when I was looking it up. An interrelated multi-story horror epic about the disappearance of high school students in a small town. And I don't think people are going to like that. So I'm sure Freakier Friday is going to crush it.
I think it'll win the weekend. I don't think it's going to make, insane amount of money or be super popular. I don't see the need for another Freaky Friday.
I see the market there, Tim. You gotta get yourself a nice female, right? then you'll understand that there is indeed a market for Freakier Friday.
When they make Sweet Home Alabama 2.
Oh, dude, when they make Sweet Home Alabama 2, I'll be in the front row.
Oh,
dude, I'll be there. I'll be Sweet Home Alabama.
Someone call up what's his name? Josh Lucas?
Yeah. Oh,
that movie is going to make money. Oh, Freaky Friday. No.
Oh, I'll be front row. I'll be front row for Sweet Home Alabama 2.
Yeah.
Man. August 15th, we get another movie nobody asked for, Nobody 2.
My dad asked for this.
Your dad asked for this? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's the market.
He's been writing them letters so that they make another one. He caught it like every other dad, standing in the living room, facing the TV like this for 2.5 hours as they do a rerun of Nobody for 8 hours.
TNT?
On TNT? No, FX. FX, yeah. FX. This is right before they did a marathon of Step Brothers for 2 years straight.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I saw the first one and it was fine, but I didn't say
another
wow,
Equalizer, John Wick, just be careful who you mess with.
Yeah. I might look like a dweeb, but I swear I'm not.
Yeah.
Whatever. It'll be fine. It's the only thing coming out that weekend so far. So,
right. So it wins by default.
Yeah. Whatever. We'll see it. It might be something. It might be not.
Yeah.
August 22nd, we get Americana. Sydney Sweeney and Paul Walter Hauser again.
Yeah, and Halsey.
So
this movie was originally, I think it premiered at Sundance or TIFF, one of the film festivals back in 2023.
What happened there? I didn't really look into any of that.
So there's a short preview available on YouTube that I'm like, that looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the material I could find for it. Beside, Halsey forums being like, hey, where can I find this? Wasn't this supposed to come out?
Yeah.
But the short scene, the little clip that I saw, I'm like, you know what? That looks pretty good. Mostly because of Paul Walter Hauser. It's the summer of Paul.
Good for him.
So, yeah.
Good for him. After he blew up those people and Richard Jewell, he's going to blow up the box office in 2025.
Yeah.
Good
Hopefully.
for him.
Yeah. Hopefully.
And yeah, so I don't know. I'm in the same boat as you. I didn't
End
really
of
see
summer,
anything.
it's going to be that stretch.
You know, it's going to start to get a little dry.
Yeah.
You know, I think the only reason we're really coming up here because we get Labor Day weekend the following weekend, and that's the Toxic Avenger.
Yes.
Yeah. Another 2023 release.
The trailer?
I have not seen the trailer. I'm stoked for another
You
Toxic
got to
Avenger.
watch the trailer. You like the most recent Thunderbolts asterisk
I did.
trailer.
Yep.
Check out the Toxic Avenger trailer.
Okay.
When I first heard about it, I'm like, oh, this can be trash. But you know what? After watching the trailer, I'm pretty excited for it. You get some gore in there, so
okay. It's like a Red Band trailer. Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure, a Red Band trailer. Yeah, check it out. It's going to be playing in theaters all summer. That trailer, I'm sure. So yeah. Another 2023 release that's coming out 2 years later. Come find distribution, I guess. They're trying to market it as well. We were too gory. They didn't want you to see this. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's gonna be, one of those cult movies that just has legs.
Yeah, I think people will go see this thing.
Yeah.
I'd go see it. I'm gonna go see it. So, you got my money.
Yeah.
For you. Last thing, September 5th, just for, shits and giggles.
Right.
We get Conjuring Last Rites. Somebody wanted this. I don't know.
Everyone goes out and sees these movies.
They keep making money.
I have not liked them from the first one. I find them just goofy.
Just repetitive.
Yeah. The jump scares don't work for me. However, it's going to make, it's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm thinking probably around 20 million opening weekend.
I mean, considering there's, not much coming out the few weekends behind it, it's probably going to be fine.
The last two Conjuring movies, or I believe The Nun has been coming out. It's Conjuring adjacent, just like those Annabelle movies, Conjuring adjacent. So those do well entirely just based on being a nun. That's Nuns all people. That's watching the first movie. All it is just don't stand too long because this nun's gonna jump out at you. And just jump out at you, not grab you, not kill you, nothing. Just jump at you. Don't look at that painting. The nun's gonna jump at you. That's it. That's the whole movie. So those nun movies do well, but The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, came out a couple years ago. No one really went out to see it. So this one, I feel like it's going to make its money the opening weekend, and after that, just sort of crawl. Why not release this movie during Labor Day weekend? Do you feel like you're going to compete with the Toxic Avenger? The Conjuring is way more recognizable as an LP or as an IP.
Maybe you take that just to have not any competition. I don't.
Get the 3-day weekend. You're gonna need it.
Yeah,
you're gonna need it.
You still make more money on the 3-day weekend.
Yeah, and then leading into Halloween, you got way more competition with these horror movies coming out.
Yep.
Let me see what's.
Well, you get The Strangers Chapter 2.
Yes, The Strangers Chapter 2 comes out 3 weeks later.
So we'll get some other action happening.
Dominate there. The Conjuring Last Rites, you weren't going to have any competition from Labor Day weekend all the way through. So why release it a week later? To me, it's just a weird move.
Yeah. But I'd be curious to follow some money and see if anything's connected between Toxic Avenger and The Conjuring. Are we splitting?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
If that's the case, then Toxic Avenger has already waited 2 years. Push it back another 6 months. I guess,
right?
Push it back.
So that brings us to the end of our list.
Yes.
Now, we only ended up with two differences of opinion in this entire thing.
Oh, no.
So we've got, let's see here. We have April 25th. We have Until Dawn and The Accountant 2.
Yep.
And the other weekend, we have
this is gonna be
June 27th with Megan 2.0 or F1. So, we will have to see how those 2 weekends shake out, I guess. And
Yeah.
let's come up with some kind of punishment, too, for the loser. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Let's do it.
I mean, let us know in the comments if you have anything creative for us to do there. Whoever loses these two. If there's a tie...
what do we do if there's a tie? We'll just do a tiebreaker based on the next weekends.
Yeah. We could do a tiebreaker based off of we could go to more of an over/under for box office estimate too.
Yeah.
We can see how that's going.
Maybe I'll just change my mind on something.
Or Tim will change his mind and fuck the whole thing up. You know what? I put all this work into a spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet, delete it all.
It's fine, Tim. It's fine, right? It'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. Switching it up a little bit. Let us know what you thought about this sort of thing. This was totally different than the other two that we've done, even though we just kind of.
I mean, it was a slow week, so we figured why not get ahead of it now? We got a lot to talk about, so I think it's been an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, it's been quite a bit of time here. So but this was a blast as always, and we will come back next week. What do you think the next thing's going to be? I had a release schedule here somewhere.
Yeah, we got the whole release schedule. April 4th is going to be Minecraft movie and Luckiest Man in America.
So, look out for some Just the Tips coming up next week. We'll probably, I'm sure, be seeing both of these movies. And, we'll be talking about them next week on the podcast, I'm sure.
For sure.
I'm sure. So, that's it for episode 3. If you've hung in here the whole time, I appreciate you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Gold medals will be coming in the mail. Just keep an eye on that, right? But thank you for coming. Like and subscribe. As always, I'm Steve.
I'm Tim.
And we'll see you on the next episode.